Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live episode of Hack the Movies. Today I'm joined by everyone's favorite Volpe, Frank. Hi, Frank.
Hey, how's it going? Start wearing purple, No?
Is that a
What's up,
song?
man?
Is that a song from the show?
Yeah, dude, it's the best soundtrack in there.
Oh, yeah, it's good. I don't have all the songs memorized, Frank. I only
Sorry.
watched it once.
Only a couple of
Yes. Today we are talking about James Gunn's Creature Commandos. I realize
we
I'm
are.
not center of the frame. There we go. But yeah, we have a few things we have to cover real quick before we get into the meat of it. Please sign up for Patreon. I just sent the link out to $10 patrons if they want to join us at the end. A lot of great stuff over there on Patreon, Frank.
Yeah,
And for channel members, one, if you want to be a $5 patron, you get all our commentary tracks. If you don't want to pledge monthly, Frank, you could just buy them one-time purchase individually.
separately. I like
Either
that. I follow you
individual
on
ones.
Patreon.
I have some albums there, like all our 2023 or 2024 commentary tracks
Yeah.
are available for purchase. I just recorded one yesterday for Scoob, the 2020 Scooby-Doo animated movie.
How is that?
It's terrible.
Whoa, don't bury the lead, man. People don't know
Frank,
what
it's
you
not
think.
a Scooby-Doo movie. It's a Hanna-Barbera shared universe movie. They try to make it like Lego Movie and the Space Jam and all that shit.
They should make a live-action Batman and Scooby-Doo.
They really should. And it should be Robert Pattinson and take it 100% seriously.
I'm vengeance, just beating Scooby. Oh no, dude!
It's Old Man Winters. I'm vengeance.
Zoinks!
Zoinks! Zoinks, Scoob.
Oh shit, that's awesome. And you
so
get
yeah,
early releases too.
Huh?
And you get early releases with the Patreon as well. You get to see
Yes,
videos
I put a
few
lot of
days
early episodes up. I'm getting to that in a second. We put out a bunch of stuff this week. We put out the Our Friend Martin review for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yes.
Do you remember this movie? Did you have to watch this in school?
I think so.
Yeah, the two
not
kids, they
sure.
time travel and hang out with Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, we put that out. Me and Manny Muskets reviewed it, and as you can tell by that thumbnail, it went about as well as you'd expect. So definitely check that episode out.
Yeah.
We also put out, so every year I say I'm going to do Werewolf Wednesdays, Frank.
Yeah.
And then I never do. Last year I did one, and then I forgot.
As in 52 weeks a year.
But not every week.
52 Wolfman.
We're supposed. I had an idea for years that like not every Wednesday, but once in a while on a Wednesday, I will put out a werewolf review on Patreon.
Okay.
And I keep forgetting. But I'm off to
Why
a
not
good
Thursdays?
start. Huh?
Why not Thursdays?
Because the alliteration.
Oh,
there's a new
yeah.
Wolfman remake out. So to celebrate, me and Kaylee did the previous Wolfman remake from 2010 with Benicio del Toro. That is up for channel members and patrons.
Yeah.
And Monday's episode is up right now. You can watch the Final Destination 3 episode.
Nice.
How interactive was that movie? Because the DVD had a Choose Your Fate feature.
Did it? I did not.
Yeah, and you can learn all about that.
Love those movies.
On Monday. What else do I have here? Okay, Creature Commandos.
You know.
Based off the comic book series. I guess they came from this book called Weird War Tales. How familiar were you with the Creature Commandos?
So not familiar at all, but that's also what James Gunn is really good at, is taking these obscure characters from the comics that, you know, that's a crazy callback and deep cuts that nobody's heard or seen of, you know, in a long time, and he brings them to light. So I mean, he did it with the Guardians. I mean, Guardians were a little bit more well known, but
yeah, well,
I mean, I know like Frankenstein and stuff like that in the comics, but not.
That's what I was gonna say. So I'm familiar with some of the characters from this comic. Frankenstein shows up actually more than you would expect in DC Comics. He's always popping around. He was in Infinite Crisis. I remember, I think my girlfriend in high school was reading like Seven Soldiers of Victory. He's like a main character in that. But I'm not.
I'm
What was
sorry.
that?
He's more of like a military leader kind of guy through it, though, right? Like it's
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
different take on him,
I
right?
think so. If I'm remembering, I keep in mind it's been years since I read a DC comic that had Frankenstein in it. But yeah, so I wasn't too familiar with this team, and it looks based off these early ones. He's kind of picking and choosing which team he wants to build. Now, remember, Guardians of the Galaxy, yes, they were pretty obscure. They were a team no one cared about, but like I want to say like 8 or so years before the movie came out, they were kind of rebooted in the comics, so he kind of went with
Yes.
that. There are modern comics with the Creature Commandos. I know them from an episode of Batman Brave and the Bold. They showed up in an
Yeah.
episode of that.
Yeah.
Slightly different team. But yeah, then it led
Wow.
to this show. Now, this is supposed to be part one of the new DCU, kind of. It's a
Technically, 3.
well, that's the thing. Okay, so
Whoa.
yes, he James
Nice.
Gunn did the Suicide Squad, which was set in the previous Snyderverse continuity.
Yes.
So
That we shall not name.
which led into Peacemaker. And of course, what's her face? Amanda Waller was in this. This was a sequel, Margot Robbie and whatnot. It was a sequel to
Yes.
Suicide Squad, but it didn't really linger on a lot of those stuff. So it was definitely in the old continuity, which again, Peacemaker is part of.
Mhm.
And Blue Beetle came out, and James Gunn said that was the first DCU character, but
Wait,
not
did
the
he?
first DCU movie because it wasn't made like under him. It was like already in development.
Huh. Okay.
So
I
from
did.
what I
I thought
hear,
that was scrapped as well.
it came
But
out in that weird in between time. So no one really
when
knew what it was. I
when
think
the
they were
hierarchy of
waiting.
the DC universe was about to change.
Yes. Yeah, well, no, it was after that. It was after the Rock's takeover
Was
of the
it?
DC
Yeah.
universe failed, but it was before I believe it was wasn't it before the Flash? I believe it was before the
Yes.
Flash.
Because the Flash was the last one in that continuity that
No, no,
that came out.
it was
No,
Aquaman.
Aquaman
Aquaman 2 was
too.
the last one.
Yeah,
But I think they were
that's
waiting
right.
to see what happened with the Flash because that was supposed to be the reset of the universe.
Yeah, that was
But
just
then
on the other day, and I tuned into HBO Max
yeah,
for a second, man, and just seeing Michael Keaton back in that film, it's like it just feels so goddamn wasted. And it's like,
yeah,
man, if we could have really got something together and
yeah.
really traveled to his Earth on a different time and it counted, that would have been great. But
Well, yeah,
they
it would have been Batgirl, but they canceled it.
oh, thank God,
Apparently,
maybe.
it was that bad.
Yeah. I
So
mean, or they just scrapped and wanted a clean slate, I guess. But yeah,
I
it's
can
just
see why he would want
ah
that. Here's the thing,
man.
though. So James Gunn, he has said that previous stuff, if they show going forward, if a
Yes.
specific event or character or whatever is mentioned, it is now canon. So parts of the Suicide Squad will be canon.
Yeah.
Peacemaker will be canon. They said if they decide to use the Blue Beetle character, he's definitely not going to get his own movie again. But if they
Huh.
were to put him in like a big ensemble movie, it would be this character, this
So
version of
he
it.
so he is getting I guess rumors, or if it's confirmed, let me know. But he is getting an animated film that was slated or rumored about that's coming out.
Okay.
There's a because really his whole James Gunn and Peter Safran's whole plan here is that any type of media that's now DC is all
Mm.
connected to this universe, whether
Yeah.
it's so the Tomorrowverse that was running in the animated
Mm.
movies that were coming out every year. So they just finished that up with the latest one, Crisis on
Yeah.
Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
But they are, I guess, beginning again to slate these new animated films. There is a Nightfall, Batman Nightfall comic that they're making from it. I
Okay.
heard a Blue Beetle one, and then I also heard, I don't know if it's connected or not, but a Dick Grayson and a Jason Todd kind of buddy team up
That could be
animated
fun.
film.
That could be
So
fun.
yeah, but yeah, we'll
But
see.
yeah, no, I'm just saying if they're gonna continue, I wouldn't mind if they actually recast Blue Beetle for someone younger who fits the part
Yeah.
better. And I'm talking about Adam from Adam Does Movies. I think he will be the perfect Blue Beetle. Okay.
He's got my vote.
Sure, he's not Hispanic, but we're going old school Hollywood. We'll just tan him a bit. And he'll be fine.
No, dude, he's not Hispanic. I thought he was. Huh.
No, this might shock you, Frank. Adam from Adam Does Movies is very, very white.
He's Caucasian. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever met him in person.
Wearing the Blue Beetle suit, you're like, well, that has to be.
That's Jaime.
Yes. So the show is written by James Gunn. He put himself in the credits, which I was not expecting. That was a little bizarre. So this is technically part 1 of the DCU as we know it. We will address previous things when they show up. But before we get into this episode, Frank.
Yes.
The name of the game is Super Chats. Please get your Super Chats in. We will read them at the end. Make us say whatever you want. You can ask us any questions.
We can say whatever we want.
Within reason. If I see one question about executive orders, I'm not reading it, for the love of God. We're trying to stay on YouTube.
Yes.
But yes, we'll pretty much do anything. Get your Super Chats in and let's get through this show. Episode 1, The Collywobbles. Amanda Waller assembles the Creature Commandos led by General Rick Flag Sr. and sends them to Pakistan to protect Princess Alana Rostovic.
Hey now.
Okay. Hey, girl. So we hear about Pakistan, this girl Cersei. So Themyscira is known in this universe.
Yes.
They're not very public. There are some people even doubt if they are real, but Amazonians are showing up. Cersei is one of them.
Yes. This whole universe feels very lived in from from the start. I mean, even with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker already being a part of all this. I mean, the trailer for Superman, when that dropped last month, you can see how many heroes and how the world building has already begun. They are sticking us, right in the middle of it all. So and through this show, you can really feel it and see who's going to pop up and the deep cuts that you get. So, but
that is, oh geez, I almost just knocked everything down. That is actually one interesting thing, because he said characters from the animated stuff will cross over. Yeah. And they will be played by the same actors. And we've seen Frank Grillo on the set of Superman as Rick Flag Sr. Real quick, I have to do the math here. Frank Grillo.
Frank Volpe.
Frank Grillo, 59. Joel Kinnaman.
Is he 59? Because, dude, he looks great, man. I follow him on Instagram, and he's pumping iron every day. He's getting
Joel Kinnaman is 45. 1 second.
Well, he was young.
I have to math right here. 14 years apart. I mean, I guess technically he could have had him very, very young.
It could happen. Or, you can age up and age down a little bit. You can make it 16, 17, and it happens. But I love him.
My favorite example of that is Indiana Jones 3. I was like, well, of course Indiana Jones' dad was a bad dad. He was 12 when he had him. A 12-year-old is ready to be a father.
Movie magic, Tony. Movie magic.
So, scene 1, I was excited. We hear about these guys, the Sons of Themyscira. They hate wokeness. This guy's name is No Soy Boy 86, and I went, these are the good guys. Great,
These
James Gunn.
People.
You are tailoring this universe to me. I'm glad. I knew we were going to get a lot of heroes. I was not expecting these guys, so I was very excited. And then I find out they're the bad guys, Frank.
They're bad? It depends on how you watch the show, I guess.
Apparently, they're bad guys. And I'm like, James, why did you do that to me? You showed me a bunch of relatable, cool guys like me, and then you're telling me they're bad. So right away, the worst cinematic universe of all time, 0 stars.
I just jump right to that conclusion. I like it. I dig it.
So the parts that it's taking from Peacemaker and Suicide Squad is that Amanda Waller was exposed by her daughter during Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So she's in trouble with the government. The whole Operation Starfish went south. His son died during it.
Yes.
We find out that they are not allowed to use humans for their Suicide Squads.
Yes, they
Task
got in
Force
trouble.
X has been
Yeah.
shut down.
Yep.
But because Amanda Waller is so shady, and I like that they kept that actress.
Oh, dude, Viola Davis is a powerhouse, man. Like,
She's great. Like people forget a lot of the actors in the first Suicide Squad were good and right for the part. The movie just fucking sucked.
Yeah, I mean the writing and trying to connect it all to the greater universe and trying to push it all. It's just it's a shame that when you get these great actors to play these roles and now you have to restart. I mean, Jason Momoa is now going to be Lobo playing as Aquaman, playing Lobo, playing what?
Honestly, that's a way better choice for Jason Momoa.
Oh, dude, 100%. But yeah, the Viola Davis character through this, I mean, I'm happy that they kept her. So, and then also bringing on Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo is good. So yeah, he finds out about the new team, and we get to meet our new team. The first up is the Bride, clearly the Bride of Frankenstein, inspired by the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, people have been saying how hot she is. The past.
Yeah, who's voiced by one of the ladies from the show Rome. Did you ever watch Rome when it was airing?
Yes, Indira Varma.
Yes, the character Varenus, that was his wife. Yeah, and then Dr. Phosphorus.
He might be my favorite.
This is Alan. Oh, this is Alan Tudyk, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I know he also plays a different character as Dr. Phosphorus, who I'm probably more familiar with just because he's a straight up Batman villain.
Yes.
I have some Dr. Phosphorus comics. Weasel, the hero, the standout of the Suicide Squad. Everyone loved Weasel. He's back.
I just listened to Sean Gunn talking about how he gets into character and all that for Weasel and GI, and it's very entertaining. So it's cool.
I did what you call it? He did say he didn't want people playing multiple roles. I guess if you're a voice actor, there's an exception for voice actors. Well, I actually liked Sean Gunn as Calendar Man in the Suicide Squad, but now he's going to be what's his face? Who's the oh my god, the guy who's the head of the Justice League. He was the thing that set off Infinite Crisis. Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord. Yes. Yep. So Sean Gunn, I think, is playing Maxwell Lord, and I think it's going to be like real Maxwell Lord, not whatever the fuck was in Wonder Woman 84. I don't know what the hell that was, but that was not Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, that universe got a little crazy.
Oh god!
So,
and then we have GI Robot, the Nazi-hating program to hate Nazis.
He's a fan favorite. That's awesome.
That is like his one thing in life. He has to eliminate them.
It's exactly what
the saddest one, Nina Mazursky, but like, I feel like this shouldn't count. She started off human. Her dad, we'll get into it. But I feel like she should still technically be human.
Well, I mean, not anymore. I mean, she's the heart of this group, man. I mean, the first episode you get, Rick Flag saying, what is she doing a part of this? And then Viola Davis says, well, get her and wood her and watch her, her go. But, it's, if anything, instead of, because she's never killed anybody, she's a fighter, she's not really a fighter. If anything, Viola Davis, Amanda Waller put her in this to try to keep everyone a little bit more in check, if anything. Like she's the heart of it all and make sure that, these other, the Bride and Phosphorus and all that don't go out of control and get a little too crazy.
If we were in a Suicide Squad, what part would we play? I'm guy who tries to run away and gets his head blown up. I already know that that's me right away.
I would actually be probably in the prison scene. I'd be all the way across the room at a table with the back of my head showing. That would probably be me. Originally, they would cast me as a role. They'd say I have at least 5 pages of dialogue, but then when we go to shoot and when I watch the movie on the big screen, they cut all my scenes and I'm just that's
I'm
the
glad,
back of
I'm
my
glad
head.
that's who we will be in the
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. So yeah, they go to Pakistan. By the way, I just want to point out, Frank did say Wooder. Please don't leave super chats asking Frank to say other things with a thick Philly accent. Do not do that. That would be very mean. All right.
I hate you. I mean, I can say supposedly though. Look at that. Woo! I'm on a roll,
Oh
baby.
shit! I forgot to pull it up. Someone in the Discord made a meme about you with supposedly.
No, dude, send it to me.
Yeah. So we meet the princess, who needs help with this Cersei. Cersei is trying to take over the country. They need help. They're sending in the Creature Commandos to help with them. We meet her right hand man, who's awesome.
Alexi.
Yeah, he's like making he like threatens to kill them because they didn't bow the right way, and they all think they're super serious.
We are just really like Americans, just like you, huh? No, yes. Yeah, I loved all this, man. This was so much fun to get into. I mean, this first episode, right? Like, when I first watched it when it first came out, it was I don't know if it was trying to get into it, or a lot of these actors not being voice actors to begin with, or maybe just because it was a pilot for the show. Maybe they shot it like at a different time, which I don't think they did. But like this first episode, like I was hooked, but it still took me till the second to fully fall in love with these characters and get into it.
I was kind of all in, and I know I've been accused, because I don't like the Snyder stuff, I've been accused of being a James Gunn fanboy. His stuff is usually good. Okay, he messes up once in a while. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is good. Yeah. They try to undercut 2 minutes. They did this thing where there would be like a serious moment, and they would try to undercut it with the joke. They did that like way too much. And then Guardians 3 was a little too serious.
Yeah,
and
Frank, it wasn't too serious. If anything, I mean, that was perfect.
Frank, I couldn't get into that movie because the bad guy was not able to kill a raccoon. And a week after I saw the movie, I killed a raccoon without even trying. And I went, it wasn't that fucking hard, dude.
It's not believable, man.
Yeah, I'm like, do I like this villain? He can't even kill a raccoon. And then I accidentally killed a raccoon, and I went, what was that guy's problem? He had robots and machines.
What's up with James Gunn not writing, like what the world's really like? Like, come on, dude, get out of here.
I like James Gunn stuff. I don't see everything he produces. I still haven't watched the Guardians Christmas special. There are still some James Gunn things I haven't watched. But when I do watch his stuff, they're mostly good. So he's good at taking these weird groups of people, putting them together. Yes. And telling fun stories with them. I like how they already start a romance between Rick Flag and the princess.
Oh, dude, she comes on hot, man. She knows what she's doing here, and it's like you always with characters like this, you're always like they got that shady aspect to them, and you're trying to figure out exactly what's going on and why she's throwing herself at him. So it's like through this show, you really don't know how it's going to end, or who's good or who's bad, and he's a very good writer with his characters and all that, and really makes them feel bring them to life and make them feel alive. But I mean, onto your other point, what you were saying earlier, I hope that once we get further into this universe, I hope it's not as jokey as Guardians. I hope that we have a little bit more of a serious tone in certain films here and there. So
depending on the hero that they're trying to tell. The good thing about this, the assortment of heroes you have, there are, like, when we get into their individual backstories, some of them are comical, some of them are very tragic. So he is able to tell like different types of stories. Because a lot of the Snyder fans that were trying to shit on him, like, he's going to make it like this. Like, have you actually watched the guy's stuff? He is pretty good at doing types
Well,
of material.
they're just tearing them down just to tear them down, just because they're still upset about what happened with the Snyderverse. And it's like, dude, sometimes you just gotta. Either way, we're getting more content from these characters, and of course, I would have loved for Zack Snyder to have at least one more Justice League film and maybe try and wrap it up with a bow and send it off. Like, of course, that would have been awesome. But
well, they let him shoot additional scenes for his Justice League, and he added cliffhangers.
Well,
so
I mean, because I guess in his mind he's like, well, let's
yeah, you know what? I would have.
Maybe they'll give me the $200 million.
You know what? He added cliffhangers because he wanted to come back. The late David Lynch, he was the master. He ended Twin Peaks on a cliffhanger. And then he made a movie that didn't address the cliffhanger. And then he brought it back 20 years later, and son of a bitch ended it on another cliffhanger, knowing damn well he would never finish it. And I'm like, no, that is beautiful. Awesome. I love that. Zack Snyder, he thought everyone's gonna be like, it was amazing. But most regular people, I know hardcore, I actually didn't mind the Snyder cut. Most hardcore fans thought it was okay, but other people went, wow, this is really fucking long. Why is he playing an entire song in slow motion? And then they turned it off. Anyway,
I love the Snyderverse. I really like. It's upsetting because there's a whole lot of stuff in it that I wasn't thrilled about. I was just happy that we were getting the characters.
I like the stuff that spun off from his movies. Just not his movies. I don't like his movies. I like some of the things that spun off from them. Anyway, Rick Flag, he's too distracted. He's not a good team leader. His son tried to be a good team leader. But yeah, so the bride and Nina take off. We learned that the bride is very familiar with this country. We're going to learn how familiar she is soon.
What are the chances?
Yes. And meanwhile, Dr. Phosphorus is trying to steal Rick Flag's phone to disable the chip in his head that I guess blows him up.
I love that he puts on the oven mitt.
Wait, real quick. How do they even put a microchip in him? Like, I don't understand.
It's got to be covered in something, I guess, that won't burn, but also can blow up his head if needed.
I guess so. But that is a fun fight where they're like duking it out and they fall through the floor and he's here, right? The oven mitt. He's got to put the oven mitt on.
He's getting them. It's good. And he's like, we're on the same team here, dude. Of course I don't want to blow up your head. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a fun scene. They're off to the castle. They're fighting. I think no, I'm wrong. Skipping ahead. But when the bride and Nina get to the castle, some old lady makes a phone call, and we meet the David Harbour Frankenstein monster. It goes by Eric Frankenstein. He's on a yacht partying with babes, wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And he's excited because he found his bride, Frank.
Talk about characters that you want to see in live action. To watch David Harbour play this in live action, dude. I mean, this is
he's
perfect,
so big. They would probably have to CGI him or something.
Oh, I mean, aspects of it, I guess. I mean, same with the bride. I don't know. It's a lot.
The funny thing is, to go on there. Funny thing is, Frank, David Harbour was in the first Suicide Squad movie. He was.
He was sitting at the table.
He was one of the government guys. That was before he super blew up from Stranger Things.
So what happened was Victor Frankenstein, once David Harbour died somewhere in the Snyderverse, Victor Frankenstein took his corpse, I guess his head and his vocal cords, and used it for Frankenstein in this.
The timeline doesn't work out there, but multiverse, whatever. I'm just saying, it would be nice to see David Harbour as a monster superhero and a bunch of makeup and have it not suck like Hellboy 2019 did.
I mean, that's what you think of when you watch, David Harbour's Frankenstein. You're going to be okay, he's same kind of, that's why he was casted. I get it.
Dude, I finally watched the 2019 Hellboy. That was garbage.
I think I got 20 minutes in and I don't shut off movies, man. I really don't. I try
if you
not
don't
to shut
like
off
that
movies.
one, definitely don't watch the new one. The Crooked Man.
That was like a low budget, right?
Super low budget, yes. And it shows.
I guess they got the rights for it, or was that
apparently it's I have a whole review with Monica. Apparently it is the most accurate to the comics, but because it's so low budget, the action sucks and everything. But anyway, That leads us into episode 2, the Tourmaline necklace. I don't know if I pronounced that right. As Alana continues her pursuit of Flag, she really wants to get in Flag's pants. The bride shows Nina where she was created and relives Frankenstein's rocky attempts to woo her. Yes, we meet the Victor Frankenstein. It's the famous part from the book where he asked Victor to create him a bride, which is the funniest thing. And I've talked about this in previous Frankenstein reviews, and I can't stress this enough. In the book, he does not make the bride. He never makes the bride. He starts and he decides it's a bad idea and stops. But because that Universal movie decided to actually make the bride, it became this big thing. And since there technically was a bride being made in the book, you can do your own version of Bride of Frankenstein. Wow. Yeah, you can't call it that. But yeah, which is why they call her the bride.
The bride, yeah.
But I love that one movie has made it such a big thing when in the book he goes, actually, I'm not going to do it, monster.
Never mind. So every single backstory, right, of all of these characters, right?
Yeah.
I love how this is done because all of the humans, right? Like all your humans through these stories that are connected to these so-called monsters are really the monsters. Like, the monsters that we see on screen are, like they're a little bit, they're kinder, they're portrayed as monsters. They were forced into this life of, how the world views them. But really, all of your humans that surrounded these characters and all of their backstories are what drove them to madness and to be viewed as monsters. Victor Frankenstein literally, created the bride and manipulated her. And I mean, not, I wouldn't use the word rape on all of that, but it's
please like, not on YouTube. We say pinball on here, Frank.
Crepe.
Yes.
But,
God damn it. It's bad enough I accidentally showed a SWAT sticker on one of the characters earlier on that comic cover. So we're probably already demonetized, Frank.
We're talking movies here, man. We're talking a storyline. Come on.
YouTube doesn't care about that. Okay.
Frankenstein, he's not a bad guy. Like the bride was meant for him, even though, okay, maybe they don't hook up and that's fine.
Well, that's the whole issue. It's funny because it's very accurate to the book. The whole thing is that the doctor made the monster and then didn't take any responsibility for it. So and then that's when the monster comes back. So I'm sure this is where it happened in the book where he's like, well, you owe me. And it's like, and that's the thing. Like I've saw people be like, wow, he's so toxic and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, he was born as a full grown adult man who didn't know right or wrong. And it's already set in his brain.
Yeah. He's a child.
So yeah, he creates monster. In the future, she's still going at it. They have a sex scene that's so funny. You never see it, but you get to hear it, and I love when the commandos are trying to cover for him. But you have Weasel, who has no idea what's going on. G.I. Robot, who doesn't understand. Only Phosphorus, the glowing skeleton man, is the only one who can actually cover.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that. But yeah, he's like, give him a minute. Maybe I guess he says maybe a little bit shorter than what I thought. Whatever he said. But yeah, it's so
I love they're like, he'll be done in a minute. And we're like, actually, maybe it'll take him a few minutes.
Yeah,
and they're just screaming behind the door.
Like, oh man, it's so good. It's such a good scene.
Okay, and look, I'll forgive Victor for making the first creature. And I'll even forgive him for making the bride out of fear.
Yeah. Oh,
why did he try to why was he trying to sleep with the bride? That's where he fucked up. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah,
no, don't do it.
I mean, but that's what I love about this show in that, the monsters aren't who you think they are. Yeah. It's really the humans that surround it and the bad things that they did. And our monsters are forced into this life, and that's how they'll always be viewed. So yeah, I think it's great. I think,
the Franks had no choice in anything. They were just kind of shoved into this. So yeah,
I mean, technically, if you watch, like, if you put the two stories together with what's going on with Rick Flag Sr. and the princess, she's really, she's forcing herself onto him just as much as Victor forced himself onto the bride. So they're mirroring the stories here, which is awesome.
But yeah, she finds the necklace that he gifted her, and then in the future they're fighting. She fights Cersei, who has Was Cersei the one that turned Wonder Woman into a pig in Justice League Unlimited?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think it was. I liked her like
Batman
powers
has to sing. Is
I
that
like
the one where Batman sings?
Yes, yes. Am I blue? I like that he made her arms all wiggly.
Yeah,
Her
I
arms all
actually
wiggly.
I rewatched that again last night because I loved it. I was like, holy shit, it's good.
Also, kudos to James Gunn. Whereas Marvel is trying to cover up their female heroes and dress them as baggy as hell, he has these chicks just showing skin, and it's like, we're back, Frank. The boys are back, Frank.
I mean, it's the comics. You want to stay true to the comic. You don't want to overly sexualize, but I mean, give the people what they want.
No, it is funny seeing Florence Pugh as the new Black Widow, and I'm like, wow, the other Black Widow didn't dress like that.
Yeah.
This is like this was messed up. Where the bride comes in the past. Oh, so yeah, she in the future, her and Nina get the shit kicked out of them. And then in the past, she's remembering when the creature just murdered Victor, just mangled him. And I like that he's like, his gift giving powers were distracting you. Like he justifies things as a child would. It's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's basically like, well, you are mine and you're mine, and I'm gonna follow you forever. And he is hyper fixated on it.
I love following them through the decades. I don't know.
That was the best. Like,
Yeah.
I love in the 60s where he had the mop top, like the Beatles, and then they're here, like, I think this is like the 80s where they're all punkish.
It's so good.
It was really,
and then
that whole montage was great.
And then that's the is that where the band comes in, because the song that plays and a lot of the songs that play through this, I guess that's the I don't know if that's the Start Wearing Purple, but he sings that as well. But they put the band in there, the lead singer. Go I don't want to butcher this, but it's like Gogolo Bordello, something like that. But yeah, I guess he's a friend of James Gunn or not. But yeah,
I didn't
also
look up the
then
band.
it's Start Wearing Purple, and Cersei shooting purple energy towards everyone. So cool.
Cersei, is it here? No, it's not here yet.
But
yeah, so it ends with them, the shit's kicked out of them. Then we get to episode 3. Cheers to the Tin Man. When the Creature Commandos arrive at the manor to save the bride and Nina, G.I. Robot relives his glory days in the war and beyond and finally gets his wish. Frank, all he wants to do is kill Nazis. That's all he wants to do.
He's a very simple man, dude. He just wants to kill some Nazis. Let the guy go.
It's all he can do.
So I love that he's programmed like that, right?
Yes.
And Sean Gunn touched on this in an interview recently. But he's like he's a robot. Like there's no there's no life behind him. There's no soul behind him. But he does still feel this joy of doing it, even to it's later on in the series. But he gives this kind of chuckle that he finally gets to do it. So it's like it's cool to see where this character goes and if there is a heart behind it.
He somehow gets a dopamine hit from following his protocol. So I forget. So Will Magnus is here, who is very big in the comics with the Metal Men. I'm actually glad to see him. Yes. I don't think they said he created him, right? He's studying him. This isn't one of his creations.
So he's studying him, and then whether it's on the board or whatever, but there's kind of a tease that he's studying him for his future creations, and he's mapping out the Metal Men through it.
And he also made the Red Tornado, right? Was that him?
I think so. I want to say yes. That'd be awesome if we see a Red Tornado.
Yeah, but I was glad to see him with the little pipe. I'm like, oh, I like that character whenever he showed up.
Also, do I want to say that's also Alan Tudyk? Or am I... Does Alan Tudyk play Nina's dad? I know that he voices someone else. It might be this guy. It might be this guy.
Alan Tudyk does a different character. One I know for sure, but let's look it up. Hold on.
I think he also does Will Magnus.
Creature. I'm looking it up now. Alan Tudyk. He did.
There, I got you. Magnus, Clayface, Magnus, the Surfer Son, and Phosphorus. Yeah,
man, he's crushing it,
dude. He's so good, man. He really he's one of the best out there doing it today, man. He's It's damn good.
So we see him in the past, and I think he's hanging out with Sergeant Rock in World War
Easy
II.
Company. Yeah.
Yes, just taking out Nazis, and look, he's the happiest he can be. It's like his whole thing.
They show up in oh god, I mean they're Easy Company's always showing up, and Sergeant Rock is always showing up in a bunch of different stuff. But I think it was I recently watched them in I guess Justice League Unlimited, maybe it was. But yeah, it's always it's cool that they connected GI with all this with his army suit on and his hat and all.
I think they want to make like a Sergeant Rock movie at some point.
I know it was teased. Because they were also doing the not the Hawks. What is it? The guys the
Black Hawks. No, that was like years ago. I'm pretty sure that got
right. Yeah, with Steven Spielberg or something like that was supposed to be.
That was like mentioned and nothing happened. You know, they probably wanted to see how well the Cyborg movie would do first. You know that movie that came out?
Yeah, you know, to really shoot for the stars and land on your feet. Yeah.
You know what we should really do one day, Frank? We should watch that old CW special with Kevin Smith when he announced all the big DC movies coming out. Like most.
You remember that? Oh man, dude, that's so good. Dude.
I remember because then Kevin Smith initially didn't like Batman v Superman, and then I guess he remembered who signs the checks, and then he's like, "Well, you know, this was cool." Anyway, I like in the future.
To this day, the CW is the best live action Justice League we've gotten on screen.
Well, I guess, but after that one producer left, whether it was justified or not, it took a sharp dive in quality. You somehow toughed it out to the end of Flash. I couldn't get through the end of Flash.
I had to.
I finished Arrow, and that was it. I tapped out of all of them. I tried. I really tried. It was really bad.
It got hard, man. It got really hard to watch. I mean, a lot of those episodes were it's upsetting, but I mean, the last season of Flash I really enjoyed, and I cried at the end. I shed a tear when that show ended, man. Yeah, I know. It's so upsetting, man. But dude, I cried. Yeah.
Now that it's finished, I really want to go back and watch Superman and Lois. Because I thought it was connected to all of them, but I know it's in its own universe, but some of the actors play different versions of their characters.
But
I hear it's great.
They tried it first for the first 2 seasons, I want to say, and then they started to steer away, acted like it was, you know, just its own universe. And dude, that last season, talk about crying, dude. I mean, I'm gonna say this publicly right now. I had a box of tissues that were cracked open during that finale, dude, because oh my god, I don't even care, man. It was Frank, we gotta fucking good.
We gotta rebuild. We gotta rebuild the man in you. We gotta get you to watch.
I'm an artist, man. I'm an emotional artist.
We're gonna fix Frank.
I'm broken.
So I love this tender moment. I love this tender moment he has with Nina. And she's like, what would make you happy? He's like, I'd like to see my friends again and kill Nazis with them. Like, he can't separate from it.
Like you said, that's where he gets his dope.
So we find out what happens. I love this character is probably the dumbest character on earth. So we see what happened to him after the war. He kind of like made people uncomfortable, and they just kept moving him around. Somehow, like some guy was able to find it, and he was selling to private collectors. And this dude bought a GI robot to like be his pal, be his friend. And for some reason, he let him have live rounds in his guns and didn't take those out. And we see he's living with the guy and he's totally fine, but he has like no purpose. He's just hanging out with cats. And then the dude takes him to a meeting. Why? Did he not know what the robot was for? I feel like he should know what the robot was for.
Did
I miss something? Was he unaware of what this robot does?
So like it's the setup is great, you know, like to knock him down at the end and the whole joke with it. But like, did GI not once ask him if he wants to kill Nazis with him? You know, like that's his whole character. So there's a little bit of a stretch here, you know, but it was still funny and enjoyable. But yes, there is a stretch.
But I love that he takes him to meet his friends and they're all neo-Nazis and GI Robot's like, all right, time to go back to work.
He's undercover now. He's looking around and he's like, oh, Nazis. It's so good.
Wait, hold on. I saw a comment that said Robo Tony is back. Is my voice fine? Do I sound fine?
It sounded like
Frank?
it sounded like it just dropped for like just a split second, but it's, to me, you sound fine.
But I'm good. Like I'm not
Oh yeah,
robot-y.
yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
no, not.
Give me
It
one
was
second. I want
a
to make
split.
sure.
It was a split second.
Oh, you know what it is? I think I had this up. Let me close
As
that.
long as it's not me this time. Jesus Christ, those first 2 times live streaming was rough.
Yeah, it comes and goes. What do I have up that's stopping this? Hold on, guys.
Yeah, it just did it right there.
You know, let me close the Rumble chat. It just did it again.
Yes, it briefly.
Okay. I'm gonna close some of these tabs.
It wouldn't be anything on my end, right?
Okay. If it's my audio, then it would be on my end. All right.
Okay.
You know what? I think I just had too many. I had like separate chat tabs up because
Yeah.
StreamYard doesn't highlight when people donate on other platforms, but I'll open them up at the end.
Or Rumble.
Okay. Let me know if it gets like really, really bad, but we should be fine. I think that might have been it. I think I just had different tabs open. All right,
Okay,
so yes, he
good.
kills all the Nazis.
So also that's Michael Rooker as the I guess GI collector, the guy who takes him. Michael Rooker voiced him.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. James Gunn bringing back his friends again. I hope we do see Rooker in live action in a cool role through this. So, and I hope that's not just a one-off, through it. So.
Well, he was in the Suicide Squad. Remember, he's the first guy we're introduced to, and then he dies.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, he also looked a little crazy. I feel like you could bring him back somehow if you wanted to. But shit, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, then in the future, there's a big fight outside the palace. GI Robot is he's like, are these guys Nazis? And I like Rick Flag going, yeah, they're Nazis.
Yeah.
And he's like in heaven. He eventually gets destroyed. His head is all that's left. And then they fight Cersei. They're able to beat Cersei, but she warns them that they screwed up and the fate of the world is on their hands. And they don't believe her, obviously.
Obviously.
She tried to do a hostile takeover of a country. They're like, why should we believe you? But yeah, Nina's all sad.
I mean, GI Robot, at least he was happy that he was able to kill robots with his friend, or kill Nazis with his friend Nina. So,
it's all he really wanted. It's
a little happy ending there. But I also thought that he was, because he's a robot, I thought he was going to get rebuilt sooner than later. But, didn't happen. So he stayed dead. So,
yeah. And that leads us to our next episode, season 1, season 1, episode 4. Chasing squirrels. I love the description of this on IMDb. The backstory of Weasel is revealed. I'm like, oh, well,
is that all it is?
I guess that's all it was. I'm like, oh, all right.
I wonder who put that down there.
They go back to America. We find out that Weasel has a lawyer for some reason.
So this lawyer goes back to it's like a deep cut from like the 40s. That really? she was a lawyer in DC Comics. I couldn't tell you which ones, but at the time, I was reading that there wasn't a lot of like female lawyers, so like they put her in as a lawyer and got good representation for women through it. But yes, it's a very deep cut. She's been around for almost 80 years, so it's kind of. I thought she was going to be one of the little kids with his backstory, all grown up. Because why else is she, I guess, defending him that hard? Killed 27 kids, this and that, and she swears by him and sticks by his side. So I thought there was going to be a little tidbit there that she was one of the kids all grown up.
Yeah, but I think the kid thing, I don't know how far in the past that was. But yeah, we learned that Weasel, by the way, the backstory of Weasel, we don't really get a backstory. We just get told about what happened that got him in jail. We still don't know what he is, where he's from. Is he a human?
He's
I'm not familiar with the comic character, so I don't know these things. And at the end of this episode, I still don't know who or what the fuck he is.
So the comic character was more of a human. Like it wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't like a dog wolf type
Let me look
creature.
it
It
up.
was like a really weird looking human. Um
I'm looking it up. Weasel DC Comics.
yeah, but then he's more of like a wolf. That's why you see him in later episodes hanging out with the wolves and and all
Yeah.
that. So do you have it?
Yeah. It looks like there's a couple weasels.
Yeah, different
But
iterations of
this
it.
feels like the original one. Let me present this. Open image in new tab.
Yeah, he's more, I guess, like human like. I don't know.
There we go. That's the original weasel, apparently.
Yeah, he's got more of like a
He's all
muscular.
blue. He's wearing a yellow leotard.
Yeah, I mean, that they couldn't go that route with
Yeah.
it. So, plus, I think it's really cool that Sean Gunn has these two different characters. One that doesn't speak at all, and it's all
Yeah.
just him grunting, which has got to feel weird when he's filming it. And then the other one who's very just robotic and
Yeah.
straight faced, and I don't know, but
I'm looking. I think they're doing that thing where they're trying to either it was redesigned ahead of time or the movie has influenced the comics. But I'm looking at newer images and he looks more like the movie. I don't know if that's a chicken
Okay.
or egg scenario.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we find out that we heard in the movie, I think, that he killed a bunch of kids. But we're learning now that he was actually friends with them. So we're not really sure if that at this point we don't know if the story's true or not. And his lawyer
Wow.
is showing him pictures of the kids trying to get a reaction out of him, but since he's a freaking animal man, he's just like licking them. He doesn't like really know.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be there in the back of his head. But I mean,
Yes.
they also said that he killed 27 kids. Even in the
Yes.
beginning of this show, I think
Yeah.
Rick Flag said, killed 27 kids. So
Yeah.
it's all just kind of up for interpretation, I guess, on what really happened. But I think the guy's innocent. So I think we give him a chance.
Then Cersei, who's clairvoyant, gives Amanda Waller a vision of the future of what she was trying to prevent.
Yeah.
And we see the princess of the princess. We see the princess taking over the world, just like nuking it. And we see our Justice League just all hung up and crucified. Superman's crucified, Batman. We see Wonder Woman there. Classic, like short shorts Wonder Woman. No skirt on this one.
No, yeah, she looks great. I mean, all the character designs look awesome. I mean, that's David Cornsweat's Superman costume up there, which is cool. And then it's you get another one of these future possibilities, which I feel like we did in the Snyderverse as well. Of hey, look at what could happen and go wrong, an evil Superman type of thing. But I mean, this is different. But I love bringing this type of storyline into this world because you get options now. You kind of you fear for what could come, even if the way that the show ends. I mean that future could be possible in a different sense. So it's kind of.
But cool. It's pretty cool. I don't know if it's this episode or if they go back to this vision. But Peacemaker is among one of the corpses on the ground at some point.
Yeah, you got Peacemaker, you got Starfire. I think Dick Grayson's in there as well. There's Cyborg's in there. I mean, you have so many characters scattered throughout. It's like it gives me hope for what's to come, man. And I really hope James Gunn does it justice.
I said this on a different stream recently. I'm sure James Gunn will do a good job. The question is, will audiences come out to watch it?
Wow.
There's been a lot of bad Superman movies. Superhero films in general are kind of going down. Does the mainstream audience even know that there's been a change?
So
that's the problem. Getting people in the theater is going to be a problem. But
yes, but when have the viewers never showed up for a Superman film, right? And now you're being given something different. But you're right with splitting the two. I mean, which I guess blows my mind that people don't understand this, but can people understand that it's a different universe, that we're restarting, that it's not,
I mean,
what it
probably,
was?
but they'll
So
probably just be like, oh, it's another superhero movie again, Superman movie again. Who cares?
yeah, but I mean, that's dude. I mean,
Frank,
I will
superheroes.
always go out for Superman. I will always leave the house.
Not as well as they do for Batman, and even sometimes those don't work. Frank, we don't care about superheroes anymore. We're all into vampire penis and mustaches now. That's what we all want now, Frank. We want Nosferatu mustache and penises.
Is there a lot of penis in Nosferatu?
Not a lot, but there's one scene where you do see the fucking thing.
Like Saltburn penis?
Yeah, we're all into penises now.
One a year. You gotta have at least one film a year where it's just a lot of dick.
I feel like we need to get that number up. All right.
Hey, if they cast me, I'm willing to do anything. But, hey, it's on them. It's on them.
Anyway, I forgot to mention the one cliffhanger I think from the last episode is Frankenstein attacking Rick Flag, and then we find out that he like attacked him because he thought he was going for the bride. But he's just like, no, I don't. What?
He's like my princess, and he's like, is that what you're calling her now? That's so good. Yeah.
So they're teaming up because Rick Flag doesn't want to believe that Alana would be bad because he is a simp. And we forgot to mention, I forgot to pull images of her, but there is a Themyscirian expert, a professor there, who vouches for Cersei and whatnot, and it's like, yeah, she's clairvoyant. These could be true.
Yes.
So she's cool feeding them information. So they want to like investigate her at some point. And that leads to the next episode, the Iron. Oh, I forgot to mention. Sorry, Weasel, totally innocent. He was playing with the kids, and these were the dumbest kids in the world. They're like, the school's open. Let's go to the boiler room and play with lighter fluid and matches. So they blew up the school, and like the guy who showed up, he didn't know what Weasel was. He thought it was a monster trying to eat them.
Which is like understandable, but like when Weasel's trying to pick up the kids and run out of the front door of the school, the guys are shooting at them. So it's like,
I would have been so like frequent with the gun there. I would have held back a little bit. I some restraint.
I mean, at least like let Weasel run out with the kid and then shoot the guy if you really want to. But it's like, I mean, it also adds to the story of just being very, just very sad and heart wrenching. And it was good. I didn't cry for that one. So,
you didn't cry at that one. No. Okay, good. Thank you for not crying.
No, of course.
So the next episode, the Iron Pot. Frankenstein is nursed to health by a new friend. Later, Flag and Frankenstein team up to disprove Cersei's vision about the princess. This one was actually sad. They're spying on the professor, who is not acting very scholarly. They're showing
lesbians.
Yeah, they're doing a presentation with Themyscira, and they're real all in on the lesbians. That's all they really want to talk about. And they're like, all right, something's up with this lady. Meanwhile, the Creature Commandos are now sent back under the guise that the princess is under a new threat, but really they're there to kill her, unbeknownst to her. Alexei is like starting to kind of figure it out. And Dr. Phosphorus kills him. And then there's an awesome fight. Dr. Phosphorus doing the middle fingers and burning the imprints through the tank of the head. That was
so good.
Fucking metal. That was awesome.
metal. Yeah, dude. He's got great powers, man. Like, how do you stop that? That's awesome.
Oh, God, it was so cool. I loved it. So then they investigate the professor. Turns out she's dead, and it's really Clayface, and it's full on monster hulking Clayface, not tradition, because we talked about it in the previous Cape Crusader cartoon. That one decided to go with the classic, I'm gonna mess up my face. Gotham, I think, did that. The old show did that, but like ever since the I know he was a Mudman before that, but ever since the 90s cartoon, we want giant Mudman Clayface. Now,
I'd love it.
So we are getting a Clayface movie from horror director Mike Flanagan. But I'm not sure what universe that's in. Is it like the Batman? Is it in its own universe? Is it in that universe? Is it in? It probably makes sense for this since they have a Clayface.
Yeah, so I think I'm pretty sure the way that I read it or understanding it is that it's this universe. I
Okay.
don't know why we need a Clayface solo film. I mean it's if you're setting something up for the future, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean the only other way I could think of it is that it is just a one-off, that it's not connected to anything, that they're doing the same
No.
thing that they did with Joker and making the
Yeah,
Basil
but after
what's
Joker
his name.
2, I think they need to chill with that.
Yeah, but that's why I'm kind of interested on how this got greenlit. I mean, I'm sure this script must be phenomenal, and James Gunn really liked it. And
I'm
but
a
like we were
little
talking about before, dude, to see a Clayface live action on
mm,
screen, dude, because I
yeah.
wanted him for the Batman Part 2. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, dude,
I'm uh
it's
I'm
awesome.
behind I'm behind on Mike Flanagan stuff. I didn't watch Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh, dude, it's
Uh
good.
I need to catch up on it, but I always like
It's
his
good.
stuff. He always does good things. He
Yeah.
actually his wife directed a segment in VHS Beyond, and he wrote it. That was really good.
Huh.
Um,
Yeah, he's got
yeah.
great
So
shit, man.
the
Every year.
past storyline. Oh yeah, so Clayface beats the shit out of Flag and Frankenstein. They are able to beat Clayface. I don't know if he's dead. I assume he could piece himself back together.
Almost kills
Um,
him. It's
huh?
crazy. Almost kills him. Yeah,
Yeah, they
beats him.
electrocute him, and
Yeah.
that kind of separates him. Although this
Reminded
did
me of
the
the
yeah,
reminded me of the Arkham games. What's he? Well, I guess he uses freeze blast
yeah.
to.
Hold on, this bothered me. They sometimes they'll watch something on TV and it'll be like a real video, and they're playing Mortal Kombat 1,
Yeah, on an Xbox.
which spoiler was not the best Mortal Kombat. I enjoyed it, and I do want to play as the bonus characters, but it was
Oh,
fine.
shit.
It didn't feel different enough from the previous ones. But I guess they're desperate to push some units, so they put Mortal Kombat 1 in here. He's playing Mortal Kombat, and it's
Yeah.
legit the video. Like it's not like a cartoon version of it.
No, yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
the Xbox starts and it's yeah, it
Yeah.
is what it is. Do you think they put Clayface in as a playable character now?
No, Peacemaker is a playable character. I know
Yeah, I
that.
know. I
I know
saw
there. I
that.
actually do
Yeah.
want to get the playable characters because they have the Ghostface, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Anyway, in
Nice.
the past, we find out that after Victor Frankenstein's house burned down in a fight, an old lady took him in. An old blind lady, much like how the book he meets an old blind man. An old
Yeah.
blind lady takes him in, nurses him back to health, and she like works really hard to like make him feel happy and at home and want it, but
Yeah.
he is just hyper focused on the bride. He has it set in his brain that that is who he needs to be with.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
she like tries to like she teaches him how to hunt. She has the dog with him. She's really taking care of him and showing like I love you. I will be with
Yeah.
you.
Or at least just trying to show him a better way of living life, and
Yeah.
and what your options are and who you could
And he
be. And
tries to tell her like
holy shit.
she doesn't love you. She's told you that. And he's
Yeah.
like, nah, she's probably into me. I think we're gonna
No, she
work
digs me.
things out. Which I
You just don't get it.
look. We've all known a person who was stuck in a relationship they needed to get out of, or kept going after someone. I have had moments where I
Yeah.
simped. I didn't simp for 500 years like he did.
But sometimes
But
you just gotta let it go. Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta let
But
it
again, it's not his fault. He was born as a grown man and wasn't taught right for wrong.
Yeah,
But Frank, he is. Are you okay?
Sorry, I was just fixing some things got unplugged over here.
Oh Jesus!
I don't wanna lose you mid
Oh God!
you know, the 1 week where everything was going swell, and then out of nowhere it just has to all shut down on me. My one thing gets like overheated for some reason, and then it shuts off. Let's see if this worked. Hold on.
Okay,
Wait a minute. And the Lord said, "Let there be light." Okay, hey,
there you go. Okay,
Sorry.
that's right.
Proceed.
So, Frankenstein, he is not Frank. He's not uncaring though. He
Mhm.
knows that leaving her will be sad, and he doesn't want to leave her sad. So, in his childlike brain, he decides, well, I want to leave, but if I leave, she's sad. I'll just kill her with a pot so she's not
Oh,
sad anymore.
dude, this
It was so depressing.
such a like. I mean, it just drives home the point that he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Like thinking in his head like, oh well, she'll be so sad without me, and I know that I'm
Yeah.
just so amazing. So I might as well kill her instead of living the rest of her life without me being a part of it. Like it's just it's so like okay, he actually is a fucking monster. I'll give you that.
Well, I mean, again, it's not really his fault. He doesn't know. Like he's had no human interaction. He technically shouldn't even be alive. So there's also like a tragic thing where like you want to hate him, and it's like, but he actually just doesn't know that that's wrong. He makes justifications in his head, and he has no way of knowing. He doesn't really have a good conscience.
Yeah, he just
he's
sees
trying.
Yeah, she doesn't want him to leave.
Just left and kept her sad. Instead, he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna hit her with the frying pan."
Oh my god, dude! Oh shit, it's so bad. At least he takes the dog. He takes the dog with him, right?
He takes the dog with him. Next up, episode 6, Prietal Skelet.
Hey now.
Amid Alex's struggle to satisfy those bankrolling his research, Dr. Phosphorus is born. Meanwhile, the Creature Commandos attempt to carry out their directive and not be killed in the process. Okay, yeah, so a lot of this episode is the bride and Nina hanging out at a brothel where metahumans frequent and beat up the girls, and they have to, like, save the girls from the assholes there. And the girl who got burnt to death in Penguin is the voice of the madam at the brothel. You can tell because she's got that scratchy voice. Hello, hi, that Iranian lady, every time she shows up, I'm like, I know that voice. I know you.
That's right. Wow, I didn't put that together right away. Nice.
Oh, as soon as I heard her, I'm like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, there she is
so yeah, they're kind of stuck there the whole episode. Not the most interesting plot line. Dr. Phosphorus is hanging out with a little girl because they got split up, so they're on the run. Oh, Weasel is just hanging out with wolves. He's just hung out with some wolves.
Yes, but showing that he's part wolf, or and where he should be. He doesn't want to go back to humans and all the bullshit. And it's he has to make a decision there. So
So he's hanging out with the little girl, and Dr. Phosphorus starts to remember his life, and we find out. Oh, this went way too far. I didn't include any pictures of him as a human. God damn it. We find out that he was being bankrolled for his research by Rupert Thorne.
Rupert Thorne. I knew he was going to be in this. I didn't know how.
Very famous Batman mafioso guy up there with probably, I think he existed before Falcone. He was in the animated series in the 90s. Rupert Thorne was like the big mafia heavy in that show.
Yeah, you're just saying like character wise altogether. Yeah, I mean he's always been around and on all.
Yes, and I was excited to see Rupert Thorne. I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, he bankrolled this thing. He realized that Dr. Phosphorus was holding out on him, so he murders his entire family, which is horrifying.
Oh god, dude, right in front of him as well. Yeah, it was. I think this is my favorite episode. A lot of people like the GI Robot one, but I think this is the most tragic one. I think this is my favorite one. This is good.
Yeah, this one. This one is depressing as hell. They throw him. Hold on, am I gonna sneeze?
God bless you. Salute.
Okay, we're good. Where did you go? There you
go. Shit. You looked away, and I was like, now's my time to run.
So yeah, Rupert Thorne is like punishing him. He's like withholding research. I think he's sending it to Pakistan because his wife was from there. Because he's learning. That's what the episode title is. It's like him learning how to speak the language. So they punish him by throwing him in his big cancer-ridding machine that turns him into.
If you ever read comics, throwing a scientist into a scientific machine doesn't just kill somebody.
And of all places, Gotham, unless he's like the first one, if you're in Gotham, like, hey, don't throw him into any experimental machines.
Nuclear pits, this and that.
Yeah, don't put him in any machines. Hey, boss, how about we throw him in this? No, he's going to come back or something. And he does.
What are you, crazy? He's going to come back and kill us all.
Yeah, he does come back. And I actually, because I was looking at Rupert Thorne, I'm like, that looks exactly like Rupert Thorne. If he shows up in live action, who's going to play him? The
Oh,
answer
dude.
is no one, because Dr. Phosphorus kills him.
Killed him.
And then kills his entire mafia empire, and then takes it. So he's like snapped in his brain. Like once his wife and kid died and they did that to him, he's like, I'm just a bad guy now. So he goes around, he's collecting money, he's using his powers, he's doing dance. He dances for people. I appreciate that he paints his henchmen to look like the glow-in-the-dark gang from Batman Forever.
Yeah, that's good.
I like when they're all just dancing with them.
It's so good. It's so good.
But then the question is, how did he get in jail? And that's when we had our first.
No. The question is, how did he get so many guys to choreograph that dance with him?
He has a lot of money and a lot of time. But yes, we get to see our first living glimpse. We got a flash of him dead of the DCU Batman.
This is
now,
it.
He looks pretty beefy. So I don't know who they're considering for the role. It's not going to be Robert Pattinson. It won't be him.
Yeah.
Although it was funny, Ethan Van Sciver, a very famous DC writer and artist who got canceled, he made a good point. You probably have a lot of his books. He did a lot of the big Green Lantern books. But he made a good point. He's like, I'm like, just make it Robert Pattinson. Dress him up differently, because that happens in comics. You'll be reading Batman and then like Detective Comics, and it's technically supposed to be the same Batman, but they just don't really mention stuff. I don't know, just like, I'm Robert Pattinson, and in this universe, this is what I look like.
Agreed. I mean, but it's also like, I mean, I guess if you want to do a multiversal type of thing, like you can't have it in the same world. It's you know, it just wouldn't make sense. So supposedly when they shot this, when they were drawing this up, Batman had a lot more to do through it, and then James Gunn, you know, went to the creators and was like, let's just keep it short and sweet, and you know, he doesn't want to be married to anything yet, because if you give him a voice, if you give him a full look or anything like that, or you know, what he has or what he's capable of, then you know, then it's set in stone really in this universe.
Well, the good thing with Batman, even in the comics, he changes costumes all the time.
Yes.
So you don't really, when it comes to the costume look, you don't really have to be married to anything.
Yes.
Because you're like, that's just what he was wearing at the time. He wears something different now.
I mean, you get that, you know, Dark Knight Returns type of feel, but he is really beefy. And rumors going around is that, you know, it could be an Alan Richardson type, who's Reacher, Thad Castle. Shout out Thad Castle. What's up, baby? You know, shit like that.
Look, he was also was it Hawk in Titans?
Yeah.
And he was Aquaman on Smallville. He's had a lot of experience.
He is a DC guy. I don't know. I mean, I get worried because I don't want him to be too old. Like, I mean, David Corn Sweat's, you know, still young. I mean, I want from the beginning, like, even though the thing that bothers me about this universe so far, and we haven't even stepped foot in the door yet, is that supposedly Damian Wayne is our current Robin within this universe. And that just... I mean, again, we haven't seen any bit of it yet, so it could be brilliant. But I just want it in order. I don't want to, you know, already jump ahead to, you know, oh well, there was 20 years of stories, and it's like, well, show me the 20 years of stories already. Like, why
probably
do you have
do him as animated stuff, or maybe they'll like show his backstory and flashbacks.
Maybe. So, but we'll see.
But yeah, no matter what, they all link up at the end, and they get ready to pull their final mission. And I forgot to mention, at home, like, Rick Flag is just in a coma. And he told Frankenstein to go and tell them what's up with the princess. The princess is innocent. Then we get to our final episode. A very funny monster. Nina's birth proves unexpectedly complicated for her parents. Meanwhile, Flag and the Amethyst Knights do whatever it takes to stop the Creature Commandos from killing the princess. So yes, we get Nina's backstory. She was born as a human with like her lungs on the outside. We find out like the dad is a scientist. He's like a biologist or whatever. He loves her unconditionally from the get-go. The mom feels bad for the kid. Not like she doesn't want it. She's like, this isn't good for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean that, and possibly doesn't want to. I mean, it kind of it reflects, real life within, when people have kids with special needs and things like
Yeah.
that. Like this story really, correlates and hits home with that type of real life feeling. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's why James Gunn's so damn good at this, man. Like he brings in these real world aspects to
Mhm.
these comics and cartoons and and this and that, but it's just it really it touches you.
Yeah.
It's
He
great. I loved it.
You're right. Like this is a story that's could be very relatable to parents with a kid who's disabled. And it's told in the same storyline where a glowing green guy is dancing in a pimp outfit. You get a lot of range in here. And it usually that tonal inconsistency would drive me nuts. But like he balances it out just enough where like it's not like very jarring.
Yeah,
Where I
he
think
really
that's what
does.
he screwed up with in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when he tried to the jokes would just undercut the serious stuff a little too much.
Yes.
So yes, so yeah, he's building her devices to help her breathe. She's making
Yeah.
the best of it, but like the mom is just like, this seems like torture, and I don't blame the mom. It's like this seems like we're torturing them. Um,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah.
comes up with a plan. Oh, I'll put fish DNA in her. And she turns into a fish lady and still loves her unconditionally. It's like, nope,
Shit.
this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
In the
Well, he's a
future,
scientist. He doesn't, in his mind, he's
yeah,
like, "Oh, this works, and I get to keep
yeah,
my kid, and oh, look at the
and he
risk I took,
tries.
and
So
this is
like
great." Yeah.
he tries to socialize her by putting her into school. She
Yeah.
doesn't fit in. Are you able to? You froze for a second. Are you
You
good?
you you were yeah, you were a little in and out. I didn't know if did
Okay,
you freeze?
I'll
Did I
rewind a
freeze?
couple
Yeah.
seconds. So yes, he tries to socialize her. He puts her into school.
Yeah.
She doesn't do well there. She
Because
eventually
it's a
real
fist.
Yes, she eventually realizes I might be a burden on him, and she chooses to leave him and just go live in the water, which is fine.
Yeah.
He's not a big fan of that. He's like looking for her. They eventually like people find her.
Yeah.
When they're trying to take her in, he tries to like run and grab her because that's his daughter. No one knows that. They think he's attacking her, so they shoot him and he dies.
That's crazy,
And then she
man.
gets sent there. Which again, I
Like
don't know why she gets
what?
sent to prison. Really, she didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just people being scared, and she just wanted to, just leave the girl alone, and
Mm,
and stay out of it. But yeah, I mean, another tragic story. I did not see this coming as her
yeah,
backstory.
yeah.
I mean, as we kept going, and I figured, all right, she's going to be last, but I thought that it was more so like I mean, she's never killed anybody. Like, why is she even in jail? Why is she
Yeah.
even part of this Creature Commandos crew? Like, it's
Mm.
just yeah, this one was sad, man. This one was
Real
fucking
quick.
sad.
Why can she not breathe in the water, but King Shark can breathe out of the water? Is it because he's magic? Is he like a magic
Yes.
shark?
So
Okay.
he's a god. So he's a
Okay.
god, isn't he? He's like a shark god
I
or whatever it
guess.
is. So yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Also, they made her look very different than the comic character. Um.
Yeah.
Well, there's a version of the bride who has 4 arms.
Yes,
It
forearms on the
seems like this
bride.
creature commando is more with Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. That's where it looks like this team
Yes.
is coming from. They probably just
Yes.
use Creature Commandos as like a catchier name.
Yes.
Um,
So I mean, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I think he made the right decisions with what he's, how he's picking these characters and what he's doing with them. I mean, I imagine the bride with 4 arms right now. I mean, maybe we would, be getting behind it, but
yeah, that'd be
also,
cool.
maybe season 2, like something happens and she gets, another 2 arms or somewhere down the
Yeah.
line, like something happens.
Well, that
So
they did that with what's his name, Yondo in Guardians of the Galaxy, because he had
yeah,
like the
kind of,
small metal uh
yeah,
mohawk, but then he eventually got the comic
got
accurate
the
one. They like
yeah,
eased into even like their Guardians outfits. They eased into those.
yeah,
Anyway, um, so yeah, she is gonna go kill the princess while she's bathing. Meanwhile, Waller learns about Clayface and everything, and she's like,
yeah.
"Oh no!"
Shut it
Oh
down.
no, we got bad intel. We have to save the princess. The princess is not bad.
Yeah.
So they're trying their best. She tries to stab the princess. She does not win. The princess kills her.
Which, all right, first episode, Viola Davis, Amanda Waller turned around and said, "Well, get her in the water, and it's a different story type of thing." And I get that, she was kind of stopped by Weasel and this and that, but like, there was no like she should be a little bit quicker than that in the water, even if someone was there and about to stab him.
I love that Weasel is excited to see the princess because he played fetch with her.
but he's also trying to save her, right? Like he knows what's going on, right? And he's like, because he makes that decision at the end of last episode where he's like, leave the wolves where I'm happy and free and don't have any problems, or go and take care of this girl and make sure she doesn't die. So he's there. He knows what's going on.
But Bride gets the call that that it was bad intel. They made a huge mistake. But the Bride, she's not really sure about that, because when they got there, Frankenstein tried to tell her, and she just shot him out a window. But they were looking on a computer and they realized the princess had met Clayface.
I can't believe I didn't see this coming.
She put it together that Cersei really did warn them.
Yeah.
Clayface was posing as the girl to give them kind of like weak intel. So she knows that the princess is actually bad and blows her brains out.
Yeah. So why?
By the way, no one hears this gunshot in the entire mansion.
I mean, also why they were just there to try and kill the princess, and I get that they figured out, okay, they were lied to and this and that and whatever, but so the princess is still bad and all of her men are still bad, where it's like, why don't they still just lock up the bride and all of them and try to make sure they don't get anywhere near the princess?
I don't know. Why are they like full? I don't know if they're fully in on it, because that one bodyguard she had seemed a little confused by the way she was acting. Yeah, maybe the original right-hand man was in on it, but I don't think everyone is in on her plans.
Maybe, yeah.
So that could be it. Yeah. But there should have been someone in the room or outside the room to make sure that didn't happen.
I mean, great moment, loved it, killed it, but I wouldn't let him able to roam around my mansion when I know.
But what I'm learning here is that Rick Flag is the worst. Rick Flag Sr. is the worst.
These flags, man, one gets killed by a peacemaker, one gets banged by a princess, and
the other one, the previous one fell in love with the witch lady who screwed everything up.
That's right, Enchantress. God. This is Katana. She's got my back. I always love that line from him.
Why was Katana in the Suicide Squad?
Well, I love that they brought him back for the second one and tried to, redeem his character, and it was great. But oh man, the first one was rough, dude.
Yeah,
ooh, baby, yeah. I want to see the David Ayer cut. So supposedly there's a David Ayer cut about before he was touched by the studio or cut up or this and that.
Remember, he used to say that wasn't the case because he didn't want to weaken his. I think that was after Josh Trank, who did Fantastic Four, had a mental breakdown and went off. So I feel like directors are even if their movie was kind of taken, they played nice to make sure they would have work again. But he used to claim that wasn't the case, but now he's no, there's a whole different version of the movie, and I hope it gets out there.
We'll probably never see, but he tried to run off of the Snyder cut, and it didn't catch. So
what you got? We leave off with a new team. Phosphorus is still there. There's still a few people there. The Bride. I think the Bride is going to lead the team this time. We meet some new people. There's that mummy dude. G.I. Robot got an upgrade, and King Shark's there. And it's Sylvester Stallone again.
Is it? Did he voice it for this?
Apparently he did come back to do the voice.
Did he? That's cool. Yeah. I like that. So what is it? We got Nosferatu who's in there. And then the mummy in the comics, there's a comics run of this that the mummy, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a possibility. The mummy brings back Nina. So Nina's not
Okay.
fully. There's a chance that Nina's not fully dead, but in the comics, Nina dies. I don't know how, but supposedly that mummy does mummy magic and brings her back somehow.
Well, I love
So
mummy magic.
yes, you do, big
So
mummy guys. Somebody called it out here, little mummy cop.
Watch Mummy Cop on YouTube. Mummy Cop the series.
Yeah, baby. Woo.
Oh man. It's so funny. Yeah. All these Creature Commando images I'm seeing are showing like a legit werewolf, Griffith, and Medusa, and they have yet to show up in the show. So maybe they'll be there down the line.
I mean, same thing as, I guess, as the Guardians, you know, there's all different types of people that come and go through it. And, you know, you kill one off and bring another one back. Same as the Suicide Squad. So it's, you know, it's kind of, it's cool that they started, you know, here. Something that doesn't fully push into your face, you know, like a Batman or a Superman or, you know, one of these big characters. Let's build the world. And, you know, and let's ease people into. I mean, there's a lot of people I talked to that didn't even know that this was on Max, that this was even happening. You know, I'm trying to spread the word and, you know, and have people enjoy it because it's a great fucking show.
You're trying to spread the word so you can play Dick Grayson in the Batman movie.
I just don't want this universe to fail, man. I can't handle another destroyed DC universe. It'll hurt.
Oh man, yeah. So overall, I had a lot of fun with this. It's what you expect from James Gunn, but he still kept it fresh a little bit. Yeah, I had a really good time. I'm excited to see where these movies go. I'm sure the ones by him will be really good. I know they're starting Supergirl now. I would have waited until after Superman was released, but whatever. They're starting Supergirl now.
Again, I mean, it's Superman, you know, like you're hoping to, you know, I mean, make a good amount of money on that name. Whether
that's the thing,
you know,
they always just do the solo Superman movies. Always just do just okay. Like they are not
anymore though. You got a Guy Gardner.
Well, that was the problem. That was things were wrong with Snyder when a movie with Batman and Superman made less money than a movie with just Batman.
Why? Like when that, I tried so hard to fight for that and say, oh no, it's gonna be just like the comics and like I swore by that movie. When I remember when that trailer first dropped, dude, I went to the theater in King of Prussia with some friends just to see the trailer. Like there was this whole thing that DC was doing, and they just showed the trailer twice and a message from Zack Snyder. I was so excited, and then it comes out, and it's like, dude, like. Why start this universe with them fighting? And like it could be an Elseworld story, and I get it. And you want to, you know, I mean, supposedly the whole vision was to put us into, you know, this world that, you know, that Darkseid's about to destroy and this and that, and Superman goes bad, and then, you know, once all that's over and they save the day, then, you know, we get back to a normal DC universe where everything's happy and bright and this and that. Yeah. But it's like it's just we couldn't get there. Like it wasn't good enough for us to get there. So it's like, please just do this justice. Start with a young Dick Grayson and then do a Jason Todd and then kill him off and, you know, and give me a Tim Drake. And then, you know, then let's hit Damian Wayne down the road. I love Damian Wayne, but
Damian's fine, but he feels like a later in life. That feels like a later in life Batman. I forgot to mention the tag at the end of the show. Frankenstein's informant, another old lady. She's trying to convince him, like, no, she doesn't like you. She literally tried to kill you. He's like, that actually proves that she really is into me.
She's really into me. Yeah, which is awesome because then you get to see all these characters come out, man. David Harbour.
So I'm excited to see where these go. Obviously, we will be reviewing. We have to, when I get back from my trip, we have to review Superman 2. We're doing both. You better watch both versions, baby. We're going to do, is the Donner cut really better?
Donner?
Donner, sorry. I still messed that up. Yes, me and Frank, and if she's in town whenever we record, Crystal, we'll be doing all the solo Supermans leading up to the new Superman.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's on the list. Superman 2, 3, and 4. Yes, I know I did 4 on rental reviews, but screw it. I want to do it again with an actual Superman guy.
Let's do it, baby.
and then Man of Steel, and then the new one. I'm sparing you the black and white serials. I'm going to do that with a different guy as a live episode. I'm going to spare you that, Frank.
All right. Hey, that's
But you
fine
have to
with me.
watch the Christopher Reeves ones for me.
Yes. Did you check out the new the documentary? Superman.
No, I didn't get
the
to watch
Christopher
it.
Reeves
I didn't
story?
get to watch it yet.
Oh, dude, it's good. Check it out. It's on Max right now.
This month for the wrap up. Speaking of documentary, I got to watch that George Romero Resident Evil documentary.
I saw, dude. Yeah.
Anyway, let's bring on Mask Up, Lucha Steve. I see him in the back room. Mask Up. Remember, if you're a $10 patron, you too can join in on these live episodes. Lucha Steve, how are you?
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
All
Loud and clear, baby.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Tony? How are you doing, Frank?
I'm doing good. Was I too much of a robot, or was it just here and there?
I didn't notice it when people were saying it happened, but there was one moment where you were like cutting in and out for like 3 seconds.
Well, he does also like to kill Nazis. So
I am a robot. I see you're the bride's number 2 simp.
Yeah, because Frankenstein is the number 1 simp.
I never put anything under my name.
You should have said the back of the head from Penguin. Like,
but was it really me? We'll never know.
Also, I don't know if anyone saw my Instagram story, but Frank suggested a movie for the wrap up, and as I'm watching it, I'm looking in the background. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that's why. Hi, Frank. So, Lucha Steve, what did you think of Creature Commandos?
I liked it quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's like, oh my god, amazing, like everyone should watch it, but I really did enjoy it. It's definitely a weird start for the universe, but my theory with it is this was already before James Gunn was like, okay, yeah, I'll do the whole universe. There was like rumors about him just doing like, well, I think it's confirmed. He was gonna do like his own Superman movie, and then of course Peacemaker got renewed. So I think this was like another project that he was already doing. And then when he kind of accepted, okay, I'll be the next Kevin Feige, he was like, I'm just gonna roll this into that.
He was doing I think the Suicide Squad. I think Sean Gunn was just talking about this. They did the Suicide Squad, and then he slowly started to write Creature Commandos without telling anybody yet. And then I guess you're saying once he became the new Kevin Feige, he went straight into it and said, hell yeah, let's do it.
I'm guessing since this was like probably already almost done, he was just like, yeah, fuck it, this is the beginning.
This will be the start here.
But like, hey, spoilers. You know what? I won't even say it, even though like the pictures are out there. There's a very important character in this show that's going to be in Superman. So, and then he's also going to be in Peacemaker. I should honestly just say it because people
just say it.
Yeah. Rick Flag Senior is going to to be in.
Oh no, I mentioned that at the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, everyone gets that,
which is awesome.
By the way, Lucha Steve, I don't know if you know this, but this is big shocking news. Superman's going to fly in the new movie.
Oh my god!
You will believe a man can fly.
You will believe it.
But so it's like at least he's like doing like he didn't just like crap this out and it's like let's begin. He's at least trying to connect it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the Cersei visions are going to tie in. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Well, that's like a possible future. I think they stopped, but we'll see if it changes. Real quick, Lucha Steve, we're going to read some super chats here. Our first one is from you. Did you forget that you're a $10 patron and you can just come in?
Yes.
No, I like sending you super chats.
Do you want to read your own super chat? Read it out loud. I want to see you read your own super chat.
Frank, I have a fan theory that in the Penguin you are playing Raymond Bell from the Feet of Clay episode from Batman the Animated Series.
Wow,
I can or cannot confirm.
Wow, that was great. Thanks, Lucha Steve. Oh, another super chat from you for $2.
So this was a reference to you talking about
the parents. Yeah.
So there was a point where it's like, wait, Chevy Chase is like, because Diane Ladd, I knew she wasn't like the same age as the other parents.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, was that another case of like they just put like gray hair on her. They're like, yeah, she's Chevy Chase's mom, and it's like, but Chevy Chase is old. In that movie.
Just said,
They're only
screw it,
7 years apart.
Yeah,
Movie
That one
magic.
is a little harder to digest.
yeah. Because like I remember watching her in Wild at Heart, and it's like she looks like younger than she did at Christmas Vacation. Like, is she like Chevy Chase's age?
Oh, by the way, I gotta find time to watch Wild at Heart. The worst part about like David Lynch, well, not the worst. The worst part is that David Lynch died. But for me, is that all I want to do is watch David Lynch stuff, but I have so many movies to watch. Do you know how bad I felt? Where I was like, David Lynch died, all I want to do is watch Wild at Heart, but I have to watch Shrek Forever After. Because I just didn't have time. I had to watch it.
A lot of them are really long too, so it can't just be able to just put this on in the background. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, I have to sit and watch Inland Empire for all
Spoiler.
3.5 hours of it.
Not this Monday, but next Monday. What is the best Shrek movie with me and Lauren Soda? She forced me to do all. She's like, let's do Shrek. I'm like, I already did it, and we're like, all right, I guess we're doing all 4 Shreks.
Well, that's gonna be fun. You have one good one, and then the rest of them.
Two. There's at least 2.
Yeah.
Look. I hadn't seen 3 since the theater, and I never saw 4 until now. Maybe one of them. Maybe they're hidden gems. I don't know.
Yeah.
But thank you, Lucha Steve, for popping on. I'm gonna let you go now. And oh my God, speaking of characters coming back from the dead, Frank, the late Pedro, who died after the Spawn episode. You know, everyone's favorite co-host, Pedro. We all loved him.
Of course.
I see
We had a
him
whole
here.
memorial.
Hello, Pedro. Oh, he wants to release the Ayer cut. Hello, Pedro. Hello.
Yes.
Release the Ayer cut.
Yeah.
You know, for a dead guy, you seem to be calling into a lot of my live streams lately.
Calling down from the heavens.
How do you do it?
Is that God?
I got free internet.
So, Pedro, were you able to watch Creature Commandos in hell where you currently reside?
Yeah, that's my punishment. That was my punishment, actually. Malbolgia he was like, watch all 8 episodes. I was like, I guess.
What did you think of Creature Commandos?
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was a fresh air. A breath of fresh air. Yeah, that's what it was.
Breath of fresh air.
Air.
Anything else about Creature Commandos? What do you want to see going forward? Are you excited for the new DCU?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. After seeing this, I was like, okay, I could see the direction that James Gunn wants to go with certain projects, and obviously, like with Superman, it's gonna be more obviously kid friendly, but with other stuff like Clayface, seeing Clayface in the show was really cool.
Friendly. Yeah,
this wasn't given Superman because it's PG-13, but it'll still have. I'm pretty sure it'll have serious moments, sad moments, fun moments.
Yeah. But we're not going to see Superman giving back shots to Lois Lane.
Now, Pedro, what are you more excited for? This new DCU or King Spawn?
Oh, King Spawn, obviously.
Which is that still coming?
Frank, who the fuck knows? He's been saying he's making a Spawn movie since like 2006. It keeps changing. He keeps rewriting it. Now,
Jamie Foxx, right? Wasn't Jamie Foxx?
At one point, who knows anymore? He's doing MGM gambling ads right now. He probably doesn't need Spawn money.
Hey, man, he's back from the dead, so something
But
crazy.
yeah, it's they keep announcing a Spawn movie like every year. It's like, all right, buddy, like, come on.
Didn't they put out like a teaser or something last year, or there's some kind of?
No, they just announced it. They just announced it. There was nothing. But I hope it gets made so Pedro can come back to.
That's how I get out of hell. That's what Malbolgia said. Like once that movie's released, I'm free. I was like, let's go.
All right, Pedro. Well, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
All right, you go to hell now. All right, Frank. We're gonna read some super chats, and then I'm gonna check the other platforms to see if we got any donations there.
Cool. That's right.
Real quick, let me see.
So actually, fun fact: my character in the Penguin is actually he has a son somewhere in the DC universe. I don't know if it's multiversal, whether he hopped Earths or whatever, but his son is actually in the Pittsburgh Steelers stadium when Bane blows it up. So do the math there on how old apart they are.
So you're my father, even though you're younger than me. Got it. All right. Kiryu Pilot 379 for $9.99. Love this series. Really love how James Gunn knows how to take corny or ridiculous characters and make them stand out. He is very good at that.
Yeah, guy knows what he's doing, man. He's a very good writer.
Rob K for $5. Tony, what is love? Baby, don't hack me. Don't hack me no more. He must be following Kaylee. Tuesday, Kaylee's putting out an episode. Me and her reviewed Night at the Roxbury together.
Nice.
But if you want to watch it now, it's up early on her Patreon. I actually watched it today. We had fun. My Joker jacket, since it was cut off, I wore it to look like the jackets that they wear in that skit. I had a black shirt underneath. She can't do. Can you do the head bob? We can do it. She can't do it. She can't do it at all.
She can't do it.
I
grew up doing that.
Go to Kaylee's Twitter or Instagram and watch her failing at doing the head thing. And the funny thing is, she's a dancer for a band, and she can't even do that. We all love Kaylee.
That's good.
Kiryu Pilot 379 again for $4.99. I wasn't expecting them to make Weasel's backstory so tragic. Which character's backstory was your favorite? Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah. I think I'm there with you on the Dr. Phosphorus one, man. It's so. I mean, it's tied with GI, but I mean, he's a huge fan favorite. But yeah, something about the Phosphorus one, man. Maybe because it's Batman.
Matthew Snyder for $2. Do a Blue Velvet review. I'm gonna figure out a way to get some Lynch stuff on the channel this year. It's been a struggle to figure out how I'm gonna review it because I couldn't even get you guys to watch Air Force One with Harrison Ford. That episode didn't do well. And I know David Lynch movies will do worse than that. So I'll figure out how to do it. I'll figure out a way to get Lynch on here, maybe as a live episode.
Just start doing the weather report every morning.
I used to love when he did that. Kiryu Pilot 379 for $4.99. Tony, will you ever do a Kentucky Fried Movie review on Patreon? Hey, look, I'm dedicated to putting out a bunch of Patreon stuff this year, so yeah, screw it. I'll put out a Patreon review for Kentucky Fried Movie. It's a fun movie. I haven't watched that since high school.
I don't even know what it is.
I'm gonna make sure I'm thinking of the right one. I'm pretty sure I am.
Kentucky
Fried, not fried chicken, fried movie. Kentucky Fried Movie is independent anthology sketch black comedy by John Landis.
By John Landis.
Wait, is this the one I'm thinking of?
He directed the Thriller music video, which is always kind of cool. Fun fact. 1977, Kentucky Fried.
Okay, I confused it for another movie. I don't know if I've actually seen this. All right, you know what? Now I am going to watch it because I thought I knew what this was, and now I'm not sure. So I'm going to watch Kentucky Fried Movie. I'm thinking of What's Up, Tiger Lily, where they redub an old Asian film. I think that's what I was thinking of. All right, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch this now, Kiryu, and I'm going to figure it out. And yes, I will do a Patreon review. Lenny Laser Discs for $9.99. Hi, Tony and Frank. I love when a show releases episodes weekly. Keeps me way more engaged. Who has a bigger head, Eric Frankenstein or Tony?
I like how he started nice.
They realize I've been like doing like a stutter and John, and I don't read the full comment. They've realized that, and they get me. And then awesome. He says good night. Eric Frankenstein definitely has a way bigger head than me.
Definitely, dude. I've seen Tony's head in person, dude. It's not even that big. It's just it's all smoke and mirrors with the cameras. I'm telling you, dude. If anything, he's got a really tiny head. It's weird. But yeah, I love that they release it once a week. I mean, it's you get the whole week to discuss and talk about it and think about what's going to happen.
I mean, binge watching stuff is fine once in a while, but yeah, weekly episodes have been fun.
Yeah.
But yes, this show will be twice a week going forward. Hack the Movies. Sometimes we won't be. But I'm gonna try and make a lot of those second episodes live, so I'm not editing constantly.
Yeah.
But it's my effort to give you guys more content.
Give the
'Cause
people
last
what
year
they want.
I feel like I didn't give you guys enough last year, and I owe it to you guys. And also, all of February is filmed now. Actually, no, there's one more episode that I got to shoot. The Valentine's Day episode needs to be shot. But everything else is filmed. And when I get back from my trip, which I will be in LA from the 6th to the 9th, I'll try to do a meetup somewhere. We'll figure that out. But yeah, I'll be recording with Dick Masterson and Vito Giswaldi.
Nice.
That'll be fun. You might have seen them on my socials. They called me out for gaining weight again.
Ooh. Well, the holidays, man, it does it to everybody.
It really was the holiday. After that video, I went hardcore, and I've already lost like 6 or 7 pounds since Friday. I'm just like, fuck, they noticed.
Stick with it, man.
The worst, Frank, you don't understand. Like, I shaved my face, so it made it look even worse. Like, I did put on weight, but shaving the face made it worse.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt so good January 1st looking at my previous January picture going, yeah, I made progress. And then all the comments are like, dude, you really got to start going to the gym. You got to start working out. Like, oh, sons of bitches.
If anything, they're just trying to help, man. They're just trying to fuel that fire up under
God
your
damn it. Yeah, so spoiler, there will be 2 clean-shaven Tony episodes coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I filmed those before the one I did with Monica, but the one with Monica came out first. So everyone's like, why is your face shaved? It's because I do 2 Belushi cosplays in upcoming episodes. You could probably figure out what movies we're doing.
Very cool.
Girk Pectus. That name always trips me up. For $5. What gun film are you most nervous about? For me, the Amazon's TV show. I'm all in for an all muscle mommy society, but to concentrate on their politics, I didn't even know that was a thing that was happening.
I didn't know if that was completely greenlit or not, but I mean,
I'm looking up DCU lineup.
Yeah, give me the slate because.
Okay. Well, he announced a bunch of things, and then he said we're not going to do that unless the script's written. It's like, why did you announce
anything?
it? Yeah. All right, so let's see. So
that's why the script for Supergirl must be amazing.
Yeah, so according to Wikipedia, Superman, Supergirl. Okay, this says Clayface is in the DCU.
Is part of it, yeah.
Okay, The Authority.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him announcing The Authority. I think that's something with Amanda Waller and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then The Brave and the Bold, the Batman movie, and Swamp Thing. I forgot Swamp Thing is streaming finally on a site where I can watch it. I need to watch the previous show. That's James Mangold.
Which is awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, win me back after that garbage Indiana Jones movie he did. It's not on him. He had to do it with a dinosaur of an actor.
Yeah.
And Brave and the Bold is our boy Muschietti.
Yeah. Muschietti.
And I want you guys to know, I've really been trying to come up with a Muschietti design to put on stickers and shirts. I want it to be Muschietti spelled with spaghetti, and then it's like translation. That's too much spaghetti.
Just make a shirt that says just hack the Muschietti with pasta all over it.
And then this says here for untitled, other films, it has untitled Teen Titans film, untitled Bane and Deathstroke film, and Sergeant Rock.
Yeah. So I don't know about all of those. But
and then wait. We got TV shows too.
Yeah.
Lanterns. It's a Green Lantern show. Waller, Paradise Lost. That's the Amazon show.
Yep.
Booster Gold, and I swear to God, Frank, if they make Kumail Nanjiani actually Booster Gold, I'm out of this whole fucking universe.
It sounds like he is. It sounds like he is.
Then the whole universe is trash. Don't watch any of them. Fuck it.
I mean,
Booster Gold is the best. And again, it's not even skin color. It's just because Kumail Nanjiani is just so terribly unfunny. And he used to be funny, but he's not anymore. The new Ghostbusters, he had a few good moments, but he is so painfully unfunny. And he's
you didn't like him in Eternals?
Wrong. Huh?
You didn't like him in Eternals?
No, we've talked about that. You don't even. What was it, Frank? What was his name in
called?
Eternals?
He was just in What If too. He just had an episode in What If. Oh yeah.
Oh, what was the plot?
Yeah.
What if people watched Eternals?
It was, dude. That last season of What If was a little bit rough.
I loved. We did the Nosferatu review, and I kept bringing up that technically Bill Skarsgård was the big alien in it. Crow. His name was Crow, which is funny because he ended up playing the Crow. And I just kept bringing up excuses to show Bill Skarsgård from Eternals as the big CGI alien. Like, why was he even in that?
Had no idea.
Untitled Blue Beetle series, and then Creature Commandos season 2.
I don't know if the Blue Beetles one is animated, and then they released some like animated stuff. Like I said, the Dick Grayson and Jason Todd one, and I think
Blue Beetle will be animated, and it is okay. No, not confirmed actually. And apparently they have some DC games in the works, but none of them.
So
nothing could be worse than Kill the Justice League.
I didn't.
Dude, they like ran out of money. They finished the storyline in like a 2D flash animation, where before it was all 3D rendered, but like everyone had just stopped playing at that point. Kevin Conroy's Batman didn't get shot by Harley Quinn. It turns out it was a clone, which I don't know how people didn't predict. I assumed if they were making a game called Kill the Justice League, you wouldn't actually be killing the Justice League. That didn't stop a million YouTubers from crying about it.
But people were pissed that that it was his final portrayal.
But
of
then
the character.
something else came out afterwards. No one knows what his final thing is.
Yeah, I guess he's done. I mean, the movie or the project that I think I'm the most nervous about will be The Brave and the Bold. I think like wherever you begin Batman in his storyline is what's really going to make or break the character. If he's already been Batman for 20 years and, that's why we're at Damian Wayne by then, like it just needs to be done correctly. Like it needs to be, I guess, Dick Grayson as Nightwing in Bloodhaven and Jason Todd. I hope Jason Todd's not already dead. Like, give me that effing storyline. Like I want to see that in live action.
They could, if they want it, tell it in an animated thing in between. But I really like with Nolan. I really wish they did another Gotham Knights in between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Especially to at least finish the Joker story.
I mean, did you really want to have a sequel to Joseph Gordon-Levitt being Batman or Robin or whatever they were going to do with him? I mean, that's
I wanted to see how my character would play into his vigilantism.
My son. I think Swamp Thing is going to be like if James Mangold. He could really knock that out of the park, man, and really do.
It's weird they're doing Swamp Thing when we just had a Swamp Thing, but then again, they're doing Batman, and we have like 10 Batmans.
The TV show didn't do. It did one season, right? And
well, the TV show, that's when it was still on the DC Universe app, which no one had. I had to steal your account. And they announced right before it aired that it was already canceled because it was too expensive to keep the sets running.
Yeah.
So like everyone went, well, why am I going to get invested in it? You literally just told me it's canceled before it even aired.
I know, dude. It's so upsetting, but it was good. They had like a Blue Devil in it and all that. It was good.
I got like 3 episodes into it. I was enjoying it. I wanted to see more of it. So hopefully it's good. Frank, by the way, get your last minute super chats in. If you didn't, Frank, what do you got going on? You always have new movies coming out. What's out now?
Hey now, so just dropped on Amazon Prime this past month is Sacrum Vindicti 2. I play a New York mobster trying to take out a hitman and take over the Philadelphia mobster unit as well. That's a fun little action thriller type of watch. And then a lot of short films have been premiering lately. You can still watch the Wolf on YouTube. A fun little short film. And then also short film just premiered last week on YouTube called Monica's Dream, starring Allison Kessler, Francis Meloragni, a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of local actors, created and directed by Brandon Bright, who is the creator of The Wolf. And that's a fun little X-Files type of short film. So that's cool. And then And then, yeah, follow me on Instagram, Frank_Volpe_. There's a whole lot more to come. And then
there we go.
also,
you can rent it there. Sorry, I got it playing right there. You can rent it there.
Yeah, you're good. And then also on Amazon Prime, some friends made a film that just came out a few weeks ago called Last Known Location. It was actually top 7 on Amazon Prime.
That will be covered on the wrap up.
And will be covered on the wrap up. So make sure you watch it, give it a watch, give it a review, and then come join us at the end of the month for the monthly wrap up. And then go check out.
There you are. There
he is in Sacrament Nick Die too. There you go. I play Tony's father.
But yeah, so I'm excited for that. And like I said, I'll be in LA in a few weeks. Sign up for the Patreon. That commentary track should be out maybe by Monday. You can watch the Monday episode early, Final Destination 3. Yeah, and if you're on the audio feed, I upload it. I've been uploading more bonus audio on the audio feed.
Yeah.
When I do streams with Adam, I started uploading those there. I did big compilations of like all the Netflix movies we reviewed, all the Amazon movies we reviewed, and uploaded those there. So yeah. A lot of content everywhere. I'm a content churning out machine.
You're killing it, dude. You are creation.
Oh man. But yeah, check all that out, and yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Peace.